we're going to see systems crumble. We're going to see things that have been in place since we have walked to this earth for the first time fall to the ground. And I say this with so much excitement, with so much love, because this is what we prayed for. This is what we are all deep down desiring, a really big change for. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome into the Out of Our Minds podcast. You are in for a treat with this episode. I feel like I always say this at the beginning. I'm like, this is going to be the one, because they're always just so fucking good. But this feels like a powerful message that is coming through me, coming through Bella. We've been connecting on what we're about to dive into in really big ways, and it feels like a really important conversation. The word alignment has been meaning something so different to me over the past few weeks. And I actually have this word tattooed on my arm. And I got this tattooed on my arm in 2022, I think. And at the time, alignment meant like staying true to myself. And it was like the promise that I made for myself. Stay true to yourself, stay in alignment with what actually matters. And it was like the vow that I was making to myself. And as I have progressed on this path, and as we're stepping into this insane collective awakening, the word alignment is carrying such a depth to it that we are going to talk about today. And I have been having these awakenings around what alignment truly means on like a deep soul level, and how this is going to be the new currency. Being in energetic alignment with your soul essence, being in alignment with your true self is going to be the currency for the reality that we are all shifting into. And when I say the currency, it is going to be the thing that you tap into that is creating your reality in ways that go beyond what it's doing for you right now. What is happening right now on a collective scale is that energy is ramping the F up. And you can see this as a powerful stream that is running right beneath your feet. And it is about to pick us up and take us on a journey. Now, when you are in alignment, you are sitting on that river in the most beautiful soul-aligned raft, flowing down it, meeting every single turn that you're meant to meet, going to every single place that river is meant to take you. And you're experiencing almost like this, like the lazy river rides, but totally ramped up to a whole new level where you're just in pure flow with reality, pure flow with this divine matrix. You're in abundance, you're in that creative flow state, and you're experiencing a reality that feels like pure magic. When we are not in alignment and this river is ramping up, I want you guys to really feel into the potentials of what happens when the collective consciousness is elevating, when energies are ramping up, and you're not in your cozy little raft. You're fighting the river because you're thinking the energy is bad, and you're viewing the chaos that's happening in the collective as something that needs to stop, and it's not going to stop. We are going through a massive kind of turnaround where we're going to see systems crumble. We're going to see things that have been in place since we have walked to this earth for the first time fall to the ground. And I say this with so much excitement, with so much love, because this is what we prayed for. This is what we are all deep down desiring, a really big change for the collective and for our systems and for even just our economy and our political systems. We are going through a revamp and a rehaul. And what we know about that is that things must fall in order to be built back up. And now you may be thinking like, okay, I get this, but where does alignment play a role in this? When you are in energetic alignment, this reality field that we're stepping into is going to reward you in ways that you cannot even fathom right now. And this is what Bella and I are experiencing in our life, where we are floating on this river where the current is ramping up, and we feel like the universe is just constantly gifting us and rewarding us because we have done the work of getting into alignment. And I'm sure we'll touch on this even more. But you guys are listening to this because you are in that river too. And you are doing the work, and you are now taking it to a whole new level. And we want you guys to get on board and jump in your own little raft and start floating down your own little magical river because life is going to turn and unravel in ways that are far beyond what you can even imagine right now. Now, with the episode today, we're going to drop into more details on what we actually are feeling into with this collective shift, because I've been getting my own revelations, realizations, downloads of just about the rise of technology and what that's going to do for people that are in alignment. I've been getting my own realizations around, and also just like picking up pieces from people I've been talking to, people that are working in certain AI fields and technology, where I'm just collecting all of these stories and kind of putting together the pieces and utilizing my own intuition to start to see, holy crap, this is so much bigger than I even originally thought. And we're going to talk about this today, and you're going to walk away from this episode with just such a clear understanding on why alignment is, it's already the new currency, but it's going to be the new currency to like a level that I don't even think I can like logically understand right now. So I'm just trusting that what I'm saying is going to be felt, and it's felt by me, and I'm sure it will be felt by the people that it's meant to be felt by. And also, you're going to feel a whole new motivation to lean into your path of alignment, because I'm telling you, this magic that you're feeling of what is meant to unfold for you in your life is truly inevitable. And you have been doing the work, and you should be so freaking proud of yourself. There's a reason you're tapped into this episode right now. There's a reason you listen to our podcast whenever it is that you listen to it, whether it be weekly, whether it be here and there, whether you're tapped into this level, it doesn't matter. Like, there's a reason you're on this wave right now. So I want to start off this conversation by just sharing, and let me know if you're down for this, but I want to share about just these kind of like technology revelations I've been having, and the realization of what I feel like is to come with technology, and the opportunity that exists for those that are tapping into their gifts, tapping into alignment. So are you good to start there? Do you want to add anything before I dip into that?
No, I'm excited for that. The only thing I was going to point out is, do you remember the name of our first ever episode?
Something alignment, right?
It was literally called The Alignment Effect. And it's crazy because if you go back and listen to that, we were talking about versions of this.
Yeah.
And it's wild now, the meaning that it has, but we were talking about the power of it. And it was the first ever episode because it was this seed of doing what is aligned. And this episode is almost like the alignment effect 2.0.
Yes.
Like 2 years later. And the literal effect of that, the powerful effect of that. And I was just thinking to myself how synchronistic and magical it is that that's what we named our first episode.
Wow.
Before we even knew what was to come. And now we're coming back to that original intention, that original almost curiosity between the two of us of spreading the alignment effect. It's a term I fucking love. I named my TikTok that because I just had this affinity to it. And now I'm like, it's all coming like even clearer, like a deeper layer. So I just had to throw that in there for the OGs who are like, wow, full circle.
Could be cool to go listen to that one again. The first episode, it's so different, like the way that we're communicating, and like,
oh my God,
it also is so
different. It's
it's also so beautiful because then there's just like the essence of who we are has always been there, and it's the similarities and also the differences that are just so highlighted, and so beautiful. So yeah, before I dive into just some of my predictions for what is to come, I want to share that the deeper meaning of alignment that has come through is something that we talked about briefly on the 6 phases of soul alignment that was released. I think it was episode 92. So 2 weeks ago, 2 episodes before this one. We talked about our personal definitions of alignment within the first 10 minutes of that episode, which is really powerful. If you have not listened to this episode, go listen to that one after this, or you can listen to it before, but stay here. Actually, you can listen to it after. But with that, I want to add a little bit more, a little bit deeper of a definition. And in the first few years of my journey, the word alignment more so meant, like how I was saying before, just like doing what feels right to you, sticking on the path. It was like this back and forth journey of like going in and then like abandoning my journey and going out. And I just wanted to commit. So that was like my commitment to just myself. And now I'm understanding on such a soul level that energetic alignment is when you are tapped into your intuition, and it is the guiding force in your life. And that is like the first aspect of it. It's like understanding yourself as a soul and you are being guided from that intuitive direction. And then another part that has been coming online for me so deeply is like the inner knowing of your gifts and the conviction that you can hold with how your unique essence impacts someone or impacts the collective, therefore giving you like a deeper sense of purpose with how you move through life, whether that be in a career or in motherhood or whatever it is that you're doing, just who you're being. And I've been really feeling into this deep definition of alignment being like understanding the soul essence of who you are and like allowing that to be expressed outward in so many different ways, whether that be guidance through intuition, understanding like your inherent safety from within, really unlocking your gifts and what you're here to contribute. So let me now drop into some of my predictions here and you're going to understand why it is I'm sharing like these deeper definitions of alignment. So, we're about to step into a world where there's going to be a really big shift towards, let me backtrack. There's going to be like a split. And we've been talking about this split for a long time. And you're going to see people that are splitting into two timelines that are very simply uh, defined by love versus fear. And maybe it won't be so defined where you're just literally seeing a line down the road. It will kind of be like interwoven through our collective. And then there's also the theories on how there will be literal, like, two worlds splitting. And we do live in a multidimensional reality. So we are living in a different reality than other people that are living in realities that are more focused in fear. And it's just a truth that we can know on a deep soul level. And what we're going to see is this really big split with fear over love. And with the rise of technology, I do see us moving into this reality where technology and AI can have the consciousness of like fear pushed behind them. And this is where we're going to just see a big rise in careers and jobs being led by technology and kind of taken over by technology. And there's going to be companies that are prioritizing low cost, where technology is going to be implemented for the desire to cut overhead and to really simplify the cost of running that business. With this, there is a massive opportunity that is opening up. We are going to see on the other side of the street people that are craving authenticity, craving human connection, craving gifts that come from the unique essence of a divine human. And even just imagining the rise of technology and AI and kind of seeing this reality where that is very much, I don't know the proper way to describe this. It's just going to be very apparent that there will be worlds where technology is, it's like saturated by technology. And some people can hear this and they'll be like, "Oh my goodness, this is so terrible. This is so bad." But I see it as something so beautiful, because what's happening is we're turning to our human essence and we're recognizing how special and divine it is. We are seeing the beauty of the difference between an AI creating a product and someone who is tapped into their creative flow, creating something that would be seen on the surface as, oh, that's the same thing. But then you feel into it, and the human essence is attached to the human creation, where the AI is not able to actually create from that frequency and from that energy. And with this split that is going to happen, we're going to see a rise in people prioritizing the human connection that we all deeply crave. We see this already with Instagram. Like when you see pictures of like AI, it's a little concerning that we're like, oh God, is this a real person? Is this AI? Like, we're just like, where are the real people? Let's just fucking connect with real people. And the new commodity is going to become authenticity, human connection. People are going to want to go to companies that are led by people that are tapped into their frequency and their gifts and their unique essence. And you're going to see this like kind of split in companies that are low cost technology. And this is like very black and white the way I'm describing it. Of course, there's going to be like nuance and in between, but I'm just describing this as very black and white so that you guys can really clearly see the opportunity that is in front of us. There's going to be companies that are going to almost like market themselves and stand out because they are human focused and because they prioritize the essence of who we are as humans. Is this making sense?
Yeah, I think it's the split is happening from the consciousness behind each thing. So
Yes, yes.
we are going to like me and you, our whole job is possible because of technology. The technology isn't the issue, it's the consciousness behind it. So it's a world and a paradigm of AI and tech and advancement and innovation fueled from love and alignment versus a world of AI and tech and innovation fueled from fear and separation and lack mentality.
Yes,
That's
yes.
the split. So both, like, there's no question. We already are in the embedded tech world. Like, everyone has a phone glued to their hip. Like, it's here, but we are bringing a consciousness to it. Social media is everywhere. It has completely changed our literal brain chemistry, but now we use it from a place of love and connection rather than fear and separation. There are people who still very much live in the social media world that comes from separation, comparison, lack, not enoughness, all of that. That split is becoming so much more pronounced. And yeah, it's like essentially that difference is it's almost like the impetus and the alignment or lack of with one's true self. And when people are aligned with one's true self, that is where you get I'll say it, higher consciousness use of essentially the same, tools, but the consciousness behind them is totally different. And so you can have like a tech company that is so heart led and so authentic that they create incredible solutions for people who appreciate, like it's like the higher consciousness use of technology and innovation, but coming from an energy of a human being that is so aligned in their craft that is what creates the split versus
Right.
the split that's like, let's just save money, let's just disregard, the what's it called, the standard of living for these people, let's just, get rid of half our workforce because this robot can do it better, and the only reason we want the robot is because it just saves us money and we don't give a shit about anything else.
Right.
That's the consciousness behind both worlds that creates the split.
Yes. And like even thinking about that, the consciousness behind putting that piece of technology in place would be totally fear driven because it's like, oh, there's not enough money. We need to get more money, like cut the cost. When it's literally not about that at all. Yeah, it's such a beautiful kind of reminder that you're sharing that it's literally all about the consciousness behind it. And because energies are ramping up, we're just going to see technology used in such extremes in both directions. And where alignment comes into play in this is that when we are connected to our own intuition, you are just guided. You are guided from the energy of love. You're guided from your heart in a way where it puts you into a flow of energy where you are held, taken care of, guided to your gifts, guided to the right people. And you're living in that reality where you are surrounded by the technology that like is fueled by love and is for the betterment of the collective. And that is where I do feel like we are moving. And if you're listening to this podcast, there is absolutely no way you will feel comfortable sustaining a reality of misalignment that is fueled by fear. It will make you feel so uncomfortable. If you are of a higher awareness, higher consciousness, there's absolutely no way that you will not experience a moment of being called into alignment. It just isn't possible. And that's why I say at the beginning of these episodes, it's like it is inevitable. And there's so much opportunity, there's so much expansion that is available for us to tap into when we move into alignment and we take those leaps, we take the scary actions, and we lean into where our soul is being called. And the other thing that I'm just seeing so clearly with this beautiful shift that's happening is like so many people are getting the call to lean in and activate their genius and activate their gifts. Because guess what? When we're seeing all these companies that are introducing technology, who are the people going to turn to? Right? It's like, think about what's already happening now, why people listen to our podcast, right? Like people are craving human connection and authenticity in such a way where you're seeing TikTok and Instagram creators blow up overnight because they're just sharing the realness of who the fuck they are. And this is what we're seeing this massive shift in. We are all becoming energetically in tune. We're all becoming more psychic by the day, whether we're consciously realizing that or not. And we are elevating our awareness to a point where the economy that we are all going to be flowing in is going to be one of abundance, of service, of sharing our gifts. And I'm telling you guys, like, you're going to look back on years when you were younger and be like, holy fuck, we were living in a completely different world. And just the insane opportunity that is in front of all of us right now, how the universe is literally conspiring in your favor and supporting you with every move because it wants you to be in alignment. It wants to steer you to the right people. It wants to steer you to the right books. It wants you to be overflowing with abundance. And when you turn to the universe and say, aye, Captain, I fucking trust you, it comes in. And you just have to be in that place of love and trust. And I'm not saying this as in like you lock into that all the time, but I just have so much like fire moving through me right now that there are people who are like on an edge right now. And all they need is trust. All they need is just a little bit more inner knowing on how held they are. And this is why I want to share this in this message, because it is the awareness of how held you are that allows you to experience the sensation and the reality of being held. And you and I can look back at our life over the past year and say this with such a sense of embodiment that when you turn to the universe, to God, whatever higher power label you want to name this universal energy, it comes in and it takes care of you, but you have to believe it first. And when you believe it, you're saying to the universe, I trust that I am inherently safe, and I can actually be in flow with this data stream. Because when we're locked into fear and in this place of trying to just like run from something, we're not actually in flow with that stream, and it kind of pulls us out of alignment. And now alignment, it's going to be the everlasting fuel that is going to take you to places in life that are just beyond. And with this beautiful rise in technology, there also is opportunity for us to be assisted by it in elevating our consciousness, which is how you and I use AI tools to actually elevate our consciousness. And it's a supplement to our journey. And I just wanted to add that part here because it's not black and white. It's not like, oh, fuck AI, fuck technology. It's about putting it in its proper place and allowing our intuition to lead and having it supplement our journey in that part.
Yeah. The reason why alignment is what we're saying is alignment's like the answer, right? That's kind of what we're getting at. And think about the consciousness of an aligned person is bringing them into a parallel play with their true nature. And when people are in their true nature, they are experiencing the abundance. They're experiencing the opportunities. They're experiencing the right relationships. They experience all the things that are meant for them. And the reason why is because it comes very simply down to your conscious efforts to let your soul come back on track and to let that be seen through your life. And that's why you've heard us in the last few episodes give all these examples of how that is going to look so different for everyone. And the point is that it's the life force and the vitality and the uniqueness of that soul moving through that person when they just trust and go for the thing that is their true nature and not the dictates of the outside world. And that then has this impact in the ripple on the split and on the collective, because we as human beings we're remembering our ability to read energy, our intuition. And in the years to come, we are going to see more and more people so effortlessly tuned in to essentially what is authentic and what is not. And that goes like just to provide a beyond just the authentic has this sort of connotation in like the social media world, but we're talking authentic in every possible way. Like authentic in the think about a tribe, okay? Like the tribe wants every single person to be taking on the role that is aligned with their true nature. Why? Because that's where their genius is. That's what they're going to be best at. That's what they're actually going to want to do, what they're going to want to work hard at. That is what they are going to then provide the most value with, is whatever is in alignment with their true nature. And that creates the ripple of also like taking wasted energy out of the system.
Yeah.
And that's the big ripple effect, is like, I just really love giving so many random examples, because it's like also helps us, especially for people who maybe were presented with a very narrow concept of what a good career is, or what a good life is, you know, what a vocation is down to like the plumber being a plumber because he fucking loves how pipes work, and he wants to come to your house and fix your plumbing because he fucking loves it, and he brings an energy to it, or she, that is so special and unique that it makes him the best damn plumber in your town. You want that plumber who fucking loves plumbing to do your thing. You want the best pool guy to come and do its thing, right? It doesn't matter what the expression is, it's the consciousness behind it. And that's what alignment really is. And it's so beautiful because we have all felt it, the difference between interacting with someone in their vocation or in their life role, whatever they have created, whether they're like a mother or like a barista or the freaking person in the TSA line. There is a difference in the people who are in that position, either A, because they want to be, or B, because they just pour their life force into whatever they do.
Right.
That is the split. And that is why you are feeling that calling to align yourself with your true nature, because it is in that true nature state that you feel and you realize and you receive the freaking abundance and all the things that you actually want, because they're innate to nature.
Right.
Like when the tree grows the way it's meant to, when the flower blooms the way it's meant to, when the fish swims in its right stream, everything is taken care of. That is how the universe is built. And this is the rise in consciousness. This is the split that's happening. And in humans, it's so visceral, especially because we have such a high potential for evolution.
Yeah.
And we're a very special species. That's why it feels so big. It is. And your alignment isn't selfish in that regard. It's not happening by mistake. Your little obsession with butterflies is on purpose, because you're going to be the butterfly queen of the tribe. And we want you to be the butterfly queen. And that is what's happening on this grand scale. And I love that we were explaining just the tech behind this and sort of like the economic shifts, because it really is to say you are so perfectly positioned right now. And it's just true to say that the universe rewards alignment, not even as like a reward versus punishment. It's just because it just flows. It just goes. Like the system just does what it's meant to do. And that is why then you hear Nikki and I speak about the alignment effect, like the effect it has on your life, of all the things we speak about, from the things that feel more obvious of like your physical life and the abundance, but also just the feeling and the vitality and the flow and the feeling that you get from watching the DJ on stage who is so tapped in, and that shit changes your cells. Like all of it, any number of examples. There's that energy moving behind it, and that's what we're awakening. And that's what you, me, right now listening in, are feeling, is that call to get yourself on that natural flow, because that's where the magic happens. And that's where we remember the true nature, the divine, the abundance, the eternal, the limitless, the vitality. All of it lives in the alignment.
And I feel like the biggest reminder is that it gets to be effortless and flowy because you are doing the thing that puts you like into that state. And I think there's so much conditioning around something being like so difficult to actually do, because we're living in this world where that actually was the case for many years, because people were trying to do what they needed to do, what they thought they needed to do, what they should do. Companies were showing up how they thought they needed to in order to make the most amount of money. And that worked for a long time. Like, think about the kinds of commercials we used to just watch and be like, yup, amazing, gonna go buy that product. We were so unaware and just living on autopilot. Like, that shit actually worked. The way that companies were making money actually worked. All of that is falling down. And I'm going to say the word easier, but really just use discernment with what it is I actually mean. It has never been easier, to put yourself in a flow of success and abundance, because what is required of you now is just authenticity and alignment. And this is what I'm saying is the massive opportunity that so many people are stepping into. And you guys listening, like, it's done. You're already here. It's inevitable. Like, you're literally doing the work already. And now it's just your opportunity of like when you want to almost go up and like pop the bubble and activate it even more. And just see the beauty in this. We're deconditioning ourselves to understand what success actually means. It comes through alignment. It comes through flow. It's not going out there and doing the thing that you think you need to do in order to make money, for example. It's getting yourself into alignment so that you can experience inner abundance and attract that to you effortlessly. Like, it is truly a journey of just putting your authentic vibration out there and allowing reality to just be this beautiful inflow stream of everything that you have desired, and also just more. Like, you get surprised as you go with how much beauty there is in this path. And one thing I do want to point out is that with this split that we're seeing, I want you guys to be very, very discerning on when you are using your attention and putting it into places that are maybe a little bit like you feel like people are kind of getting wrapped up in maybe like lack stories, or things are happening in the economy that feel like they can be overwhelming. Just take a pulse check on like how wrapped up you're getting in all of that, because we are rewriting what this all means for us right now. And just an example, like Bella and I have felt into so much abundance over the past few weeks. We are feeling so just tapped into our own inner abundance, and reality is reflecting that back. Meanwhile, someone can look at the economy and be like, oh, this is going to be your worst year yet. Like, that is just not the reality we're living in. And I'm telling you, people prioritize spending their dollar on things that are giving them value back. And a big part of that value is authenticity, connection, getting into alignment, feeling like something is of service to their higher good, expanding their soul essence. And that can look different across the board. It doesn't have to be so specific to what I'm saying. The reason I share this is because there's just so much opportunity in just getting in alignment with life, with abundance, with joy, with vitality. And it's a lot easier, again, use discernment with that word, because there is hard work in this journey and there is commitment and devotion, but it takes on a whole new definition. The energy that is behind the hard work is pure love. It's joy. Are there moments of like, holy fuck, what's happening? Of course, but it is such a different flowy path. Like, even us getting on these mics and recording these episodes, we don't have to try to be anything else than exactly who we are. And we have learned that being authentic to who we are allows us to live in a reality where we are rewarded for just pure alignment. And we all have this capability. We're not fucking special. We're not fucking special. Like,
no, truly. And
we've just done the work.
No, we've just done the work. We just, that's all it is. That's why it's literally coded into every human being. And I love this topic too, because in the context of the human design system and the gene keys system, you really see how truly magical, you really see the potential for true magic to happen for every single person, because there really is this divine design to every single human being that when you align with it, you literally experience that flow. And you don't have to do it through any specific one method, but obviously there's something to be said for how life-changing it is to look at and reflect on your true nature and to make those decisions and those adjustments to align with that, because it's an experiment that is the reward for the experiment, and like the payback that you get is insane. And you just start to be like, wow, my life and the universe literally takes care of me just for being me. And then you start to think, wow, all the people who say that you can truly live this life of whatever you want to experience, insert here, just by being yourself, like, that's not a load of baloney. It's like, we're literally saying that when you are functioning at your best, literally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, it all comes online for you. And that is what is the balance of like the hard work, but the flow. Like, it all is happening at the same time, and it just becomes this one way of existing. And it's fucking powerful. It's fucking powerful. Like it's just, it's crazy. Yeah.
And it's like a coming home to self. Like the alignment part, when we say doing the work, you're literally doing the work to unbecome who it is you're not, to just remember what you already know to be true. And this is why when you listen to someone say something that expands you and feels true and feels like it literally like feels good in your body, that is because it's rooted in the higher perspective. And now you'll just notice in life where you feel like contracted and like a little bogged down, that's pointing you to something that just like isn't in alignment with that flow. And it's not that it's inherently bad, it just isn't in alignment, and that's totally okay. And I want you guys to think about where in your life you're feeling that contraction, because this is the opportunity for you to use that misalignment. Like we've been talking a lot about misaligned careers, because it's not inherently bad. It's actually really beautiful to feel into the misalignment in a chapter, because it's this like beautiful opportunity to find out what parts of you are maybe fearing disconnecting from that, or why it's even in your life in the first place and what it's teaching you. And it's so wild to think about like how conditioned we are, because so much of what keeps someone kind of locked into a path of misalignment is the fear, is the conditions around like not being inherently safe and not being inherently worthy or whole. And when Bella and I talk about like doing the work, it's the work that you guys are all doing it. We're all doing it in our own way. It is the work of deconditioning the conditioned mind. And I also want to like point just like attention to how sometimes I have these moments of reflecting on how fucking divine it is that you and I have come into each other's life, because I get to receive your gifts. Maybe I said this on an episode before, but I was thinking about it again today. Your gifts of like helping me tap into my unique essence, and like having you like decode my gifts and my gene keys, and understanding like who I am on like a DNA level. It is so wild. And like we've just been like gifting these gifts back and forth to each other, and like it is incredible that we've been mirroring each other, just like me with, I know you're also like leaning into like you're also becoming a trained subconscious healer as well, but me being able to like gift that to you, and just like guiding you with like the revelations I've been having and my gifts of helping people heal and decondition themselves and step into their power. And it is wild. Like when you are just committed to deconditioning who it is you are not, you naturally come home to your unique essence, the energy, the soul that is you, but also like the gifts that you hold. And when I think about the word alignment now, it takes on like a whole new freaking meaning. Because in the past, it was like, just be true to yourself and like stay committed to your path. And I'm like, yeah, that's like literally 0.01% of it. Now I'm understanding it's like literally wiping away all the shit that you're not, all of the fucking conditioning that's telling you that you need to be in fear and you need to be like acting out of fear all the time and trying to, it's like wiping that away, wiping away the shoulds, wiping away the needs to, wiping away all of the limiting perceptions around being incapable or not worthy. Like you are this beautiful divine being that is literally floating around in a quantum sea of potentials right now, where there is limitless just opportunity to do anything you want. And when we disconnect from the fear frequency and we connect into love, we're actually guided from within to experience literal heaven on earth. And it is so magical. And I just want to share that it is a process of deconditioning. It's a process of letting go, and let that be a journey. Let it be fun. It's literally why we came here, to experience that. And I'm just pointing out the beauty of like, it's inherently who you are is alignment. It's not something that you need to become. It's an unbecoming.
Yeah, 100%. Oh my gosh. So beautiful. Yeah, it's powerful. And I just want to say to the person listening, I actually received a message from one of our listeners. Shout out to Brooke, who sent me this message about how much I think the Misaligned Careers episode hit for her. And I pointed out, I was like, it is no small thing that you are picking up on what we're saying, because it is an entire, world of words and a paradigm to even digest and comprehend the words themselves, but the energy and the consciousness. So I just want to say, you listening, we say this often because we know the power of just like reaffirming and confirming and giving you just the affirmation you need to be like, oh shit, like, okay, I actually am on the right track. And basically what I'm getting at, long story short, is you listening. This is just already a sign you're on the path. You've always been on the path, and you are literally tapped into an energy vortex of pure alignment that it's inevitable. And the fact that you're here and listening, and that my words and sentences are hitting your eardrums and being processed by all your brain cells in your body and all of your intuitive centers, it is confirmation that you got this. Like, you got it, you're tapped in, you're tuned in, and you are aligned. And you just can have a moment to trust that and to be like, oh shit, like I get it. Like, I know what's going on. I'm tapped into myself. So I'm just giving you the little shout out that you need, because it's pretty fucking rad, and it's beautiful to be a part of this squad of humans all over the planet. Thousands and thousands of us that are heart-led people that are determined to bring that to the world. And the fact that you clicked on an episode to understand about the collective shift and you have just the desire to be a part of that is remarkable. And I love you. So thanks for doing that.
So beautiful. I was like receiving your words as you were talking. I was like, yeah, you literally are in alignment right now. It's happening. It's done. And now listen to that inner guidance that's calling your name and telling you, you'll look back and be like, holy crap, that was like how you and I look back. And you guys can look back on like 2 years ago of just decisions that you made that took you to certain points in life. You've always been guided. You've always been guided. And now you're being guided even more. And it's just really beautiful to feel into that. And I just want to share one other message, that when things feel like they are falling apart, whether that be in your own life or in the collective or in the economy, whatever it is a rebirth. It is a moment of rebirth where there is something so beautiful that is being birthed right in front of our eyes. People are waking up through that wake up and shake up. People are turning inwards, and there's like different types of ways that you can take advantage of this beautiful transformative energy that is right under our nose. It's like with astrological seasons, you can be swept up by your feet and kind of taken over by, let's say, like a water sign full moon, or it's like you can see the beauty in the crying and in the release and in the shedding, and feel into how much transformation is available to us when we utilize that energy consciously. So just keep that in mind as we step into this even with 2026, like we're in a closing year right now. Understand that systems are going to be coming to a close. There's so much beauty that's going to be built from the ground up. It's already happening. You being tapped into this, the people that you're resonating with, the new types of businesses that are being built, like you're seeing heart-led leaders come forward in ways that are just so freaking epic and so beautiful. And we're going to see this even more over time. So just allow things to unfold naturally and trust in the process and trust in how held you are.
Beautiful.
So before we wrap up this episode, we do want to invite you guys into this beautiful experience that we are starting on May 7th. You guys have probably heard us mention this before, but we have created this insane 6-month program called The Portal. And every message that we've been sharing in the podcast episodes that you guys have been listening to have been really coming from the depth of our heart, because we feel this massive transformation and this massive shift that is right in front of us. And we've been guided to create this experience, this 6-month journey, this group experience for the souls that are feeling and knowing these truths, but are also ready to commit to embodying them. And we have created this doorway that people can walk through where they're saying yes to their soul and they're committing to their journey of soul alignment. And I do want to share here that if you feel like you've been resonating with our episodes, with our message, just take some time to really feel into your intuition and feel into if this is an opportunity that expands your heart and expands just your body and your physical body, because that will be a sign that this is the place that you're meant to come into. And just lean into that, explore that, trust that. And this is a 6-month program where we are focusing on our inner alignment. We're going through our signature method of soul alignment. We are really focusing on exploring our inner worlds, activating our intuition, activating our co-creator abilities, activating our unique essence, our DNA. We actually created an entire video that will break down the program in great detail for the people that want to kind of find out the nitty gritty on what exactly this experience is and who it's built for. So we'll drop the link to that below and you can go listen to that after this. And there is an optional add-on in-person retreat that is in Sedona that is going to be fucking insane by the time we're recording this. At the time we're recording this, which is on April 15th, there's 7 spots left for the retreat. So you can just go check out on the website. It says how many retreat spots are left. And this is an optional add-on for the people that are stepping inside of the portal. Bella and I are going to be combining our gifts of she's bringing her gene key, human design gifts, individuation, creativity activation, intuition activation. I'm bringing subconscious healing, emotional alchemy, all that good stuff. It is nothing like we have ever done before. It's going to be fucking insane. And we really do trust that the souls that are meant to be in this experience will feel the expansion in their heart when they listen to us talk about it. So sit with this, feel into the energy that's coming forward, and trust where you are being guided. This may just be the chance for you to really lean in and say yes to something that has been nudging you for the past few months and even the past few years. So, Bella, did you want to add anything else?
Nope, that was perfect. I'm fucking pumped. It's going to be amazing.
It's so beautiful. And to the souls that have committed to the portal and that have already stepped inside, just really get excited because there is so much beauty that's about to unfold. And I'm just loving getting the messages from you guys that are already inside of the portal. We can't wait. May 7th, we start. Enrollment is open now for the next 20 days and just lean in. This is your time. We'll see you guys next time. And we love you so much. Get into alignment, baby. Love you guys. Bye.